Okay, watch out, Draper. Watch out. Okay, I got my friendly cat in here helping me again. Well, okay, so getting back to I left my schematic in my office. Hang on. And the poor cat's wondering what am I doing running around like that. Okay, so we are looking at this capacitor, which is 220 micro, which is 220 pico, which is the same as this 222 with a K on the end, 0.0022. So this little one, replace that one there. Onward. Let's get another one done here. There's quite a few of this size in the radio, and luckily did I just show you that schematic and not show it to you at the same time? It says right on it 220. I don't know if that's an A or a Motorola symbol. It looks to be in good shape though, doesn't it? And now our little puny 220 I've got to put in there. Do the upper connection first because it's easy. That'll give the capacitor stability. These capacitors I bought are quite inexpensive, but they come with a couple of shortfalls. One is short leads. They have short leads. Short leads is a shortfall. Okay. Solder that guy in place. And he goes. Get a full breath of that smoke there. Yeah. Down you go, ya. So, lots of political controversy in Canada these days. At a federal government level, in one of the houses in our parliament, the Senate, and lots of political stuff going on there. And in the country's biggest city, Toronto, current mayor has been behaving very questionably. I don't want to be too political here. I could be, but I don't think I will. But I know it doesn't much matter where you are in the world. You've probably heard about him now. And hopefully that's going to be resolved very quickly. And we can move past these what are really terrible wastes of time for everybody. Well, our politicians are focused on the wrong things right now. They're not working on the problems of the country that need fixing. They're working on the problems of politics that need fixing. And that's really too bad. It's funny, I live in a country whose politics are very, very stable, generally not out of control, and generally the right decisions are made. I mean, there's lots of fine points to argue about, but it doesn't look like there's any politicians that are really ruining the country as such. Oh, some might argue with me about that. So the funny part of it is, because things are going fairly well here in Canada, I went through that whole worldwide recession, I hardly felt it here. If somebody hadn't told us about it, we wouldn't even know it had happened. I'm serious. The attitude of Canadians is, well, everything's going well, I don't need to pay attention, let's go golf. Golf in the winter, let's go skiing. So the average Canadian doesn't pay an awful lot of attention to the normal machinations of government. Now maybe that's true everywhere. A bit of a cynical attitude for lots of Canadians. They just assume politicians are all crooks. I'm sure maybe many of you think that too. And unfortunately what's going on in Canada right now helps support that view that all politicians are crooks. I don't believe that myself. That's an easy way out. You see, if you say to yourself, politicians are a bunch of crooks and liars, then you can excuse yourself from paying attention to anything that's going on and feel good about the fact that you're not living up to your responsibilities as a citizen to pay attention to what's going on. And that's how I feel about that. Oh my, I'm getting political. Yikes. I better get a little busier on the radio here. I'm going to say something I'm going to regret. And what exactly would that be, Jim? I don't know. In a world of Twitter, everything that could be said is being said, so it's not like I would be a lone voice if I really opened up my mouth. And I'm not alone. I think a lot of Canadians are very, very frustrated with the current situation. Okay, so that one's done. And now, why don't we just do the next one right beside it, because we know which one that is. Now, 5.6. How am I going to do that? So that would be a point. What would that be? That's a really small capacitor. It would be like a... Huh. A really small capacitor. Okay. There's some more 222s. 222. These ones should be in another. I got my capacitors a little bit mixed up because I've ordered more. I've got my capacitors spread in a couple different sort of storage systems. The old one, newer one. I'm a little mixed up here. But I have to find, see, I don't even know what size these are. I'm going to have to read them in my meter. That's how stupid I am about this. Am I the only guy doing this work who's just confused like heck? I've been gawking at capacitors since I was 10 years old. I'm not 10 anymore. Let's see what happens when I try to measure this guy here. I don't like my meter, I don't like anything to do with capacitors here. Come on, little meter, you can read it. Can't you? Can't you read that? I'm not getting a consistent reading on this. It's occasionally reading 0.15, 0.16, and the rest of the time it's jumping all over the place. So I don't know what to make of that. Let's try this. I got a good reading on that one. That's 1 nanofarad. Okay, let's think about now 1 nanofarad and a picofarad. This is where I lose it. And a microfarad. 1 nanofarad. But what I'm really looking for is a 5.6 nanofarad. So I shouldn't see 1, I should see 5. And this capacitor looks bigger. Let's try this one again. 0.06. And a larger looking capacitor. 0.06. On here, that's a 0.06 1. How's that work? I can't even read these things. That's 101K. That's a 3 kilovolt capacitor. That's a 102. So a 102 I just can't figure these things out in my head. I don't know why exactly. So that's definitely 1. Boy, this is pretty exciting stuff to watch on YouTube, eh? And that's a 0.05. So this is about, 100 times the size of that? Look at it. But they're not at all what I'm looking for. Because I'm looking for... I'm going to have to order more capacitors to do this. Because I'm looking for... this 220 here. What am I saying? I'm looking for this 5.6. Yeah. And you know what? There's another... I hope all that wasn't off camera. What's going on here? Look at these two capacitors. This one's just showing like an ordinary capacitor. This one's got these little bumpy things here. What is that? I've seen that before. It's not going very well here. Again, I don't have the right capacitors. Well, maybe we'll have to skip the ones I don't have and just focus on ones I can change right now. There's so many of them. I'll have to put another order out. I'm going to be flooded in capacitors here at this rate. Yeah, I am working on the front end here where all these little tiny capacitors are. That's not so tiny. Let's do that guy. He's cracked right open here anyway. So that one I can read right on it. I'd say it's 2400. 2400. Where is it connected? It's connected switch to this coil up here, which is one of these guys down here. And there's the 2400. Right there. Now how am I going to do that? 2400. That's a 0.024 by my reckoning. 0.024. And I can't tell if it's part of the resonance of this circuit. May not be. 0.02. Oh my god, how am I going to do that? 0.024. I don't have that. Yeah. 0.02, I got a 0.02, 0.03. I don't have a 0.025. Oh, for crying out loud. And I don't want to fool around with these values because it's in this whole resonant area of the radio. I lost track of where I was. Here I am. I got a whole bunch of that I can't do. Look at this one, 5600. That's a 0.056. If I've got this right. A bunch of stupid size capacitors. 110 pico. Ay. Show me some ordinary ones here, please. Somebody, anybody. These are all sizes I don't have. All of these. 15. That'd be a 0.00015, I think. I think I have that. .47 pico, I've got that. I got some of these, but oh, it's times like these where I think I should just shut the video off and not and dump it and not even let you see all this wrangling nonsense. 4.7B, big crack through it to ground. Okay, it's right in the same area. There's a 47. That's lost in the switch. Doesn't go to ground anyway. It's right near this one, isn't it? It's the same coil. So the 2400. .7. Apologize again. Not sharing my diagram with you properly. Well, we're going to dump this video.